I lost my sight. Well, it's a long, gradual process, but I began to lose my sight when I was young. I started off with full sight, but it's deteriorated over a long period of time. Obviously, being blind makes life more complicated. Some of the things that we might take for granted are just much more difficult when you're disabled. Just getting to meetings, for example, I have to think long and hard about how I'm going to get there, what method of transport I'm going to use, how much extra time I need to build in to get to a meeting. When I get to the building, will I be able to find the meeting room? Will I be able to find the loos? Will I be able to get my way out of the meeting room? All these kind of complexities need to be built in. When you have a disability, life's more complicated. Work is often harder and takes longer. It's the environment that disables people, not their impairment. And I think what's really important in any organisation is that understanding that we are all different and we all have different ways of doing our jobs to the best of our ability. So for me, that means getting information that's accessible, that I am going to need some support to get to meetings, for example, or to be able to fully engage in a meeting. I'm going to need people to think, actually, Meredith can't see those slides, I'm going to have to talk him through them. I've been very fortunate at Shropshire, Telford and Wrekin CCG. People are extremely supportive. They facilitate my input extremely well. We are all individuals trying to do our best with the people around us. So it's just a good idea to have open conversations that are based on a kind of a mutual belief in doing the best we can together. I know I can tiptoe around a subject thinking, well, I don't know what the right thing to do is or the right thing to say. I wonder how I can broach this. Generally speaking, I think it's all right to be able to say, I want to know how best I can support you in your work. Tell me what you think I might need to know. What would you find helpful from me so that I can make sure that my engagement with you as my colleague can be as positive and effective as possible. And it works both ways. I could say that to my disabled colleague, but I could also say, oh, and by the way, my name is Meredith and this is how I like to work as well. These are the things that are important to me. So it's not really about disability, is it? It's really about understanding what the needs and interests are of our colleagues and just opening up the subject, opening up the conversation.